Hey guys, it's Katie at scrappinkaty.ctmh.com, and today is day 6 in the 12 Days of Christmas Memories with Miranda and Lisa for 2020. And on day 6, we are using silver and gold to document our Christmas memories. So I have pulled out a couple of packs of paper, a gold foil, and you can see all the gorgeous patterns here. And I kind of like that stone pattern. That's what I call it. It's either that or a flick of a paintbrush. I can't really tell. And then I also like this floral piece because it just kind of looks like holly to me. It's got some little dots on it. And then, of course, the leaves. And then I've pulled out a couple of silver and gold stickles as well as silver and gold confetti stars. So what I want to do first is I want to use this stickle glitter gel, and I am just taking a spatula, rubbing it in the top right, the bottom left, and then I'm going to do some center pieces. That's where kind of my photo is going to go, and I want that to peek from behind the top and the bottom of my photo. So off camera, I've dried that with my heat gun, and then I'm going to adhere it down to a piece of white daisy cardstock to try to get the majority of the bubbles out. So I've done that, and then there is definitely some green that needs to come into play. Even though this is silver and gold, I'm just going to kind of add some pops of green and red where I can. And then I'm just going to cut some extra pieces that I think I might use, as well as this gold foil paper. It's cardstock weight, and I just love it. So for this stone paper, I kind of want a diagonal. I don't want a dovetail. And originally I was going to do it at the top and the bottom of the photo, but then I'm thinking that I want to layer it behind the photo. So you'll see me do that here, and then I'm going to start playing with another photo that I can put on there, or I may end up journaling in that spot instead. So where those pieces on the corner, the top and the bottom, they're just not, they're still bubbled. And so I thought, why try to hide it, and let's just play with it. So I'm going to do a tear of that paper, and then this scarlet pattern paper from the Comfort and Joy line is going to peek from behind that silver foil paper. Pretty happy with that. So I'm going to go ahead and mount this green tree background, and then just kind of adhere those extra pieces to the back. Not really adhering it down really strong yet, because I may want to tuck some things in behind that photo. I'm thinking thread jumbles. Of course, you know, I pulled out those confetti stars, so we'll have to see if I end up using those or not. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to glue that down. I did get some stickle gel on that photo, so I had to print another one. So I'm going to take that off, and then I'm going to add some shimmer trim. Now, this is gold. It's already adhesive backed, and I'm just going to add that to the top right and left. And then I'm going to pull out my big box of embellishments and just kind of grab some things that I think might go. So the first thing I've grabbed is this Comfort and Joy Picture My Life packet, and that is the equivalent to pocket scrapbooking. So you can see there's 3x4 and 4x6 cards. And then I also pulled this Comfort and Joy glitter shapes, and I'm just going to punch those out, mainly stars and then some bows. So I'm going to re-adhere that new photo, but then I decide I really need some more silver. Even though that background has all those silver flowers, they're just not as prominent as I wanted them to. So the reason I cut a hole in the silver paper is not only to save it, but also it's really hard to adhere things to it. So now I've put some 3D foam in the center of that cutout, and that's what my photo is actually adhered to. And then that's going to allow me to tuck anything in behind that photo if I decide to. So for this Picture My Life card, I'm just going to use this one to cut that sentiment out. And it says, Making Spirits Bright. And then this one, I kind of want that lighter green on the bottom left of the photo, since I have it on the top right from those little pennant sentiments that I just cut out. So I'm going to pull out a sticker sheet, and I'm thinking I want a poinsettia, but then, you know, I'm like, I'm tired of poinsettias. They're gorgeous, especially at Christmas time, but I know you guys are tired of seeing them. So I ended up not going with the poinsettia. So now I'm going to go ahead and start adhering all of these items down so we can get this layout finished. So I ended up cutting that piece off of the pennant and then adhering that a little higher than I originally had planned. So for my title, it's going to say Christmas, and I just created this font or this title in PicMonkey and then saved it as a PNG file and then imported it into my Cricut design space, and then it was really easy to cut. So I'm just going to adhere these down, and I'm just using a tiny glue pen to do that. Makes it really easy, and it doesn't really have a lot of glue flow, so there's not a lot of mess if it goes outside the letters. So I'm happy with that. So I am going to start adhering these stars down. Now the larger stars, I am going to use 3D foam tape to just kind of add some dimension. The only dimension to this layout, aside from those torn corners, is the photo. So I definitely thought that that dimension needed to kind of spread out from the center of this layout. So I'm pretty much happy with that. I am going to pull some of those other embellishments that I pulled from my big trunk. And so I have a heart and then a heart paper clip at the top. I did end up pulling some silver embellishments just to bring some more of that silver into the layout, but I just couldn't make it work. The silver on the background and then that silver glitter paper behind the photo is pretty much all the silver that would go on there. So I am going to do some glitter gems, some gold glitter gems, and peel those off and attach one glitter gem by each grouping of stars. And then I'm going to pull out some thin gold thread. It's gold and white. It's really easy to tie, and I just tied it to that heart paper clip to not only do something in that top left, but also bring attention to that clip. Now what I'm doing here is I am attempting to do my thread jumbles with ribbon, that gold skinny ribbon, but it just ended up not working. I wasn't happy with it. It's definitely something that can be done. I just didn't like it. So I am done with the layout. So now I'm just going to draw my journaling lines with my T ruler and a black journal pen. And that is pretty much it. Here are some close-ups to show you all of that shimmer and shine, and then really play on the beauty of our older son and his girlfriend at a fancy Christmas party last year. Now, don't forget that this is a YouTube hop, so to speak, and so I will leave all the links down below so you can check out what the other girls are doing for their Day 6 Christmas memories. And as always, thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I would love to have you subscribe and sign up for notifications.